Hello everyone. Overexposed lighting again, but today we're going to be talking about accusations and the wrong thing to do when faced with an accusation. So, there's two different types I want to talk about today. Sponsor accusations, which have been going on in YouTube scene recently, and hacking accusations in the video game scene. It can be over pro players. If they have proof they're hacking, you have to have proof first of all. For the sponsor thing, you have to have proof that they did something bad. But even if you have proof against something that they did bad, like Keemstar, it's still toxic to go out and outright. Sure, he doesn't deserve a sponsor out of all the other stuff he does, but that's going to turn YouTube into a stupid, vile place where everyone's just going to attack everyone's sponsors if they do something remotely bad, which is which can hurt YouTube in general, because if someone, like a lot of people have been saying, if someone gets accused of doing something bad and they did that and then they get dropped a sponsor, they won't want to relate with YouTube anymore. So, for example, the Keemstar thing with G Fuel, he decided to get dropped out, and G Fuel didn't like outright just ditch him. They just suspended him. But if he did get dropped from G Fuel themselves, that can harm YouTube in general, because Keemstar is a big part of YouTube, and well, G Fuel might not want to sponsor anyone because of the relation with YouTube and G Fuel, since now they know that Keemstar is a bad person, so they'll think that other people are a bad person. So they're just dropping other people's sponsors that has nothing to do with Keemstar in general. And that's a bad, terrible thing. You shouldn't go after somebody's sponsors. Even if they do something horribly wrong, you should not go after someone's sponsors. They have nothing to do with this. Sure, they should do some research before they do sponsor them, but it's not like they'll research anything and say like, oh, hey, I shouldn't sponsor this guy because he did something in the past. They won't know about that. They don't watch any of your YouTube videos. They don't watch YouTube videos, but if they're willing to comply and they get money from it, then they're fine with it. So now let's talk about hacking accusations. A while back, Shroud got accusations of being a hacker in PUBG and in CSGO when he obviously wasn't. He's just a pro player. There are some hack accusations, but Shroud isn't one of them. If he was the hack, then why hasn't any pro players called him out for it? He plays with pro players all the time, and nobody calls him out for it. If you were to hack, then people would call him out for it. But no, it's just an accusation with no proof. It's just like, oh, hey, this looks like a slightly suspicious clip. Let's just say it's aimbot, even though we don't have proof. It's just an accusation. You don't back it up with proof. You just say, oh, hey, it looks like this guy is cheating, so we're just going to say he's outright cheating, just because it looks like it. It just looks like it, but we have no proof, but we're just going to say it, which is dumb. You should have proof to back up your point. That's what anybody should do. That is the common factor for giving an opinion or giving a fact. You should have a solid, hard-hitting proof that is the thing that happened. And nobody has proof that he hacked. If there was proof, then yes, he is a hacker. But there is no proof. Shroud isn't a hacker. It's basic knowledge. It's just an accusation, like I said, that has no proof. And it's not like he would hack anyways. I bet people think Dr. Disrespect is hacking, just because he landed that one sniper clip on PUBG where he just sniped someone out of a tower. She's using aimbot. She knew exactly where he was, yeah, because he was walking in a tower and he saw him with a sniper rifle. Bet people will think he's a hacker because he saw him and landed a lucky headshot. Well, there is no such thing as luck, it's just probability, but it was very it was a low probability that would have happened, and what do you know? That just happened because he got. Guess what? That was a high probability. Never mind. Just never mind. It's so obvious he isn't hacking. I mean, it's just again. I know luck is not a thing, but that's the only way I can describe it. A lucky headshot, or you know, it's just a lucky headshot. You have no proof to back it up. Like I said, anyone, even normal YouTube sponsors, they have people who accuse people of sponsors. Some people have no proof that they did something bad, and they just say, "Why are you sponsoring him?" Just because of an accusation that they've heard off of Reddit. Guys, I heard this accusation off of Reddit. Maybe this guy's a bad person, but he has no proof. But I'm just gonna accuse this guy of having a sponsor. That they should just drop his sponsor, which is toxic on both levels of the video game industry and the sponsor industry, because the sponsor industry, they're not going to want to sponsor YouTube if they find out there was a lot of bad people on YouTube they were sponsoring. And second, the hackers, because they'll feel terrible even though they're not hacking, but everyone thinks they're hacking, which would just turn a toxic community into a more toxic community of everyone just saying he's hacking when he's not. And that'll make everybody hate him, and he'll feel bad because, everybody doesn't like him. It is a never-ending cycle of just toxic and hatred. I know I do drama videos on my channel, but I need to get this point out about hacking and this stupid going after sponsors things. There's already been 2 videos on this topic about the sponsors. Moist Critical, aka Penguin Zero. He did a great video. Suggest you check it out. And Some Ordinary Gamers video, which is also on the same topic about how you shouldn't go after someone's sponsors. They can't control, like, they don't do research on what this guy do. What this guy do? They don't do research on what these guys do that they're sponsoring. Maybe they should. Maybe you should say, hey, research this guy. But that doesn't mean you should say drop their sponsors. That will ruin YouTube, and that will give people less income to people who deserve it. And that will make people upset. It just spreads toxicity all around YouTube and all around the gaming community about hacking when they're not, and it's just blatantly obvious. Some people are blatantly obvious that they're hacking. There's proof. But people that suspicious clips that are, yes, suspicious, but have no proof. Again, you have no proof. So then why are you just making an accusation that doesn't mean it's true? Anyways, I'm done with this video.